もっと近づいて
Kim Taehyung's name just landed on a list that changes his entire story. Welcome back to Celeb World Insight. We need to discuss a development that arrived without fanfare, yet speaks volumes. In recent financial disclosures, Kim Taehyung has been recognized among the wealthiest young individuals in Korea. But this isn't about sudden riches or tabloid gossip. The real narrative is one of silence, foresight, and a decision made long ago that is only now revealing its true magnitude. Stick with me because once you grasp the full picture, your perception of him will shift permanently. For years, the public viewed him through one lens. The global performer, the fashion icon, the artistic force. But behind that visibility, a quieter, more significant story was unfolding. A story validated by hard data, not rumor. His name now appears alongside a select group of Korea's top young stakeholders, a circle typically reserved for heirs of industrial dynasties. This inclusion wasn't born from hype or luck. It was the result of verified asset ownership and a patient, long-game strategy. So how did this happen? It traces back to a pivotal corporate moment, HYBE's transition to a public company. At that juncture, BTS members were each granted an equity stake, transforming them from celebrated artists into actual shareholders. This wasn't a gift. It was a structured acknowledgement of their foundational role. While the world watched their concerts, those shares began a quiet, steady ascent in value. True wealth isn't announced. It simply appears on the record. The key was discipline. There was no frantic selling, no public boasting about investments. Just a commitment to hold. As the company's global footprint and cultural influence expanded, so did the worth of that initial stake. By the latest valuation, his holdings had reached a threshold that officially placed him in this elite financial category. This distinction is crucial. His wealth isn't measured in cash earned, but in value accumulated, a fundamental difference that many misunderstand. What makes this profoundly striking is the contrast. In a landscape where such lists are dominated by inherited fortunes, his position is fundamentally earned. It is wealth generated through cultural contribution, global impact, and, most importantly, strategic patience. While others in the spotlight chase quick returns, he exemplified restraint. In an industry obsessed with visibility, he chose invisibility regarding his finances. No press tours, no interviews flaunting business acumen. Just his name, appearing on an official register, rewriting his narrative without him uttering a single word. The timing of this revelation is itself a powerful statement. It arrives not at a peak of hype, but as proof of sustainability. It demonstrates that choices made in the past, amidst uncertainty, can mature into undeniable, lasting value. For fans, this isn't a number to boast about. It's a new dimension to understand. An artist whose influence seamlessly bridges culture and commerce, all while remaining grounded in his core identity. Think about the silence around it. There was no celebratory post from him, no confirmation, no shift in his public persona to businessman. He remains first and foremost the artist. And that might be the most compelling part. This success exists independently of any need for display or validation. It is success that operates in the background, built on trust in the collective vision he helped build and the market's belief in its longevity. This moment doesn't change who Kim Taehyung is. It confirms a character trait we've seen glimpses of. A person who moves with intention, builds with patience, and measures progress in decades, not headlines. The quietest moves often build the firmest foundations. Real influence, especially of this kind, doesn't need to shout. It materializes calmly on documents most people never see, until the day they do. And when it does, it doesn't feel like a shock. It feels like an inevitable truth finally coming to light. In a world chasing viral, instant success, his story is a masterclass in the power of the long view. Before we conclude, if you appreciate these deep dive analyses that look beyond the headlines, your support is vital. Please take a second to like this video. It genuinely helps our channel, Celeb World Insight, grow and continue this work. Consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss when the next quiet story breaks with loud meaning. In the end, this listing is more than a financial footnote. It is a testament to a principle: that the most substantial achievements are often those you never have to explain. They are simply there, written into history, speaking for themselves.